and welcome everybody back to our free-to-play on EU. So, we have gotten some packs, it looks like, just for logging in for whatever reason. And here are our new quests, looks like. Very nice. Alright, so, with the arrival of this set, I think we're gonna have to go for this instead of doing what I had planned. Alright, so Mage Victory I definitely think we can do. 3 victories though. Alright, so we'll go with this one. Rogue Warrior. Alright. So let's go ahead and open the packs now. And actually, that will be violating what I usually do. But, you know, it's just the packs have so much impact on what we do. Ooh, there's a golden rare. It's not that good, sadly. Alright, so this can buff basically our Cthulhu deck, which will be the new deck that I guess we can build. Still doesn't look like we have any way to go towards a certain deck. All these cards don't actually favor any certain deck. But anyway, check out the new cards that we got first. There's a lot of very bad cards in this set, and sadly, we got quite a bit of them. Yeah, we got some golden cards, you know, double rares and stuff. Anyway, so just as a means of improving our mage deck, I think I'm just gonna start a new one anyway, since we get the space. What we gotta do is start unlocking more of the heroes though, and that's kind of a thing. So we'll start playing some more standard, a little bit of the standard, just so that we can do the quests. But anyway, let's create our new deck first. Because we got Faceless Summoner, these cards are all very runnable for sure. We're not gonna throw a Cthulhu in there yet because we actually don't have any. We don't have too much to do with it yet. I'm still gonna work on basically just very good value minions. So you know, two mana 3/2s are very solid. The usuals for basic decks. This is actually a solid card. Draw actually we can cut back on a little bit. So we do have 6 drops. We don't have to worry about Boulder Fists anymore. I think this is still a solid card to run. Actually, no. One of these, maybe. This is still very good. I think this is playable. We're not going to play Cthulhu yet, so this is just, let's see, wait, one more card. Or 2 more cards. Maybe some more spells. This is a 3 mana 3/2, which is fine. Or 2 mana 3/2. I'm happy with one of these. So this is the better mage, basically. And do not net this. I do suggest net decking the basic mage, which pretty much everyone can play anyway. So yeah, we're happy with that. So yeah, you guys can copy this deck. I would play this deck basically on ladder if you have no other cards. But once you start getting into the other stuff, we can play with a better deck. So we're gonna go ahead and go for the packs really quickly. Oh wait, do we have to? Wait, so how do we play some standard games? Oh, win 2 games in play mode, okay. So we'll play on, I think we're still gonna play casual, sadly. So after winning, if we win 2 more games, or 3 more games, I think, we'll be able to get 3 packs. And we need to focus these packs on getting mage, or no, not mage, not necessarily mage, classic packs. And then once we get a decent, enough cards to really start a deck, we'll start using a deck from there. So still waiting for, whoops. Okay, that's weird. Alright, that is our minute. I don't understand what's taking so long, but Alright, there we go.
Jaina versus Jaina.
You asked for it. Oh, it is on.
We have better cards in this deck. Still pretty much the same mulligan idea, I guess. I think coining out a 2-drop is very strong.
Like to play with fire?
Just the fact that it's a 2-drop, not for any of the effects, for any reason. Fire Blast. Darn, if I had another 2-drop, that would have been really solid. But I'm fine with him hero powering twice. That's actually fun. I have to hero power because if I use a spell, then it's gonna kill itself. So that's the reason for that. That's pretty good for me. Oh, that's pretty good for me. This card is overall a very solid minion, just for the people who are still learning the game. Any card that has, basically anything card that will summon another thing, and in this case a random 3-cost minion. Usually if you summon minions that are basically real cards that you can actually play, they're more solid overall than cards like what do we do here? More solid than cards like Razorfin Hunter, which will always give you a 1/1. This could actually give you more solid, like for example Injured Blade Master would be really good. I think I got that once and it was really solid. So this is clearable without using the polymorph, so I will do that. So once we really get all of our all of our Whispers cards open, Frostbolt to face. Okay, that's not a recommended thing. Something you do with spells is you usually try and use them when you can on to clear minions or as burst damage. So Mage is a really good example of that. You know, using card like Fireball to kill things. And what he should have done is, if he wanted to clear this, which he should have actually used the Frostbolt on this minion, and then used the Wolf Rider hit phase. Wolf Rider hit face was correct, but Frostbolt face was not correct. Even though you are trying to reduce your opponent's life to 0 ASAP, that's not the way to do it. So I'm probably gonna polymorph that. And I think drawing is probably more. Blind Shield is also fine. So we'll hit that. There we go. There are also, for the free-to-play players who are learning from this, there are also a lot of resources you can use online. For example, cards that are very low cost, dust-wise or whatever, or easy to find, that are very overall solid. Cards like Faceless Summoner are really, really strong. because it's a 5/5 for 6 mana, which is overcosted. But if you get a 3 mana, so a 5 mana 5/5 is usually the average 5/5 stat. But if you get a 1 mana 3 drop with that, that's actually really overall solid. Just really strong. So I don't understand why this guy is charging a face, because he's just not very experienced. I think that's the reason. But we're going to... What are we going to do? We're going to do this. And then we're going to do this. We're going to draw first. Always draw first, by the way. That's another tip. Pro tip.
Push forward.
I think starting next part, in fact, I'll be doing. I think I can put the deck on the side. The deck that I'll be using in that part of the series, I'll put that on the side, like right around here, or right around here. One of those, wherever I can find it, where it can basically fit. I'm gonna do my best to do it, because the deck lists at first are gonna be very small, but they're gonna grow bigger in the future. So this is gonna be the time for this card to shine. See, a card like this that draws you cards at the end of your turn is a very, very strong card. Because if they don't remove it, this will consistently draw me cards, therefore giving more options. And oftentimes the deck with or the player with more cards in their hand has more options. So that's overall more solid, a good thing. In fact, this card also synergizes with the Stonewind Champion, which will make it really solid. But obviously, most cards from the classic set or expansions are generally better than cards that are your basic cards that everyone has access to. Okay. So if I draw... No, that won't work, actually. I'm gonna do this. Still gonna do this. So I'm gonna go like that. And then we're gonna ping here. Face. That's a flame strike.
They'll never know what hit them.
So I think on my spreadsheet, which you guys can check out below, I'm gonna be keeping track of mainly the notes. Will have the like epics, legendaries, and golden cards. So since we got a golden rare, or I think golden rare, yeah. I will take a note of that, and we'll note all the cards that are just above rare, and any goldens will always be noted. So, and we're also adding up the amount of dust that we'll be having for this account, just so you know how I got to craft whatever deck that I'm making. So. This is actually not very favorable for trade. He should be giving face or hitting this minion. But I think this is lethal anyway, so there's no reason yet, for sure. So as you can see, the Faceless Summoner posed as a threat, and also summoned a threat, which is what makes it a solid. So, yeah, we'll continue going with Hunter and Mage. I think it's very solid. We'll only finish this this little quest first, and then yeah, and then see what happens from there. Maybe we can do some deck building or look through the cards that we have. Because we'll have like 8 packs to open if we win this game.
You asked for it.
So as usual, we're looking for a Frost Bowl. It's fine. Cards that cost 2 or less, mainly. And then, if not, just a way to curve out. This is actually a very good starting hand. So I don't know if I want to coin this out, but I think I will. Because this gives me flexibility to play this on 2. And this whenever. Anytime you see your hero power turn 2, it's going to be very solid. Since he has no threats, I can Arcane Intellect safely, knowing that I won't be threatened. So, playing the Sorcerer's Apprentice early allows me to have flexibility when playing the spells. If he plays a threat and I'm unable to remove it by attacking because I don't want to trade this off, I can play this and play Acidic Swamp Ooze, which is a really good tempo swing. So, example here, I don't think this is much of a threat, but I'm still going to, I need to Frostbolt this because it will trade with this minion. I think I'm actually just going to play this because I don't think he has weapons. And I think I can hit face here. Most of the time you're going to be trading though, so. That's how we navigate the early game, just try and play 3-2s and trade more as efficiently as possible. Once you get into the mid game, which is turn 4, you want to play big minions like Jolwyn Yeti. That will often 2 for 1, so. Set up really awkward situations with your opponent, for your opponent, if you can.
Handle it!
That's actually a very good trade for him. So now I lose the flexibility of Frostbolt, so that's kind of sad. That's actually really good because I can curve out and use the removal spell. Keeping tempo on the board with the 3-2s is very strong. And at least maintaining pressure, because anything that he plays, the 3-2s will have the ability to trade into. Also have my hero power to clean things up with the cleric in case I need that. So, basic cards are just a really good way to learn and learn how the cards work. Oh, that's a very good card for him. But it gives me initiative because he's unable to play a card when he plays the removal spell like this. So I'm gonna play a Yeti because it's the strongest. And anything that he plays will unlikely be able to has a less likely chance of being able to deal with the Yeti. Now, if we're talking Savannah Highmane, that's a different story. Because those are stronger cards that are found in the classic set that have just more abilities and overall more usage. Animal Companion is actually alright. A card like this is fine. Okay, so the Taunter is actually quite annoying, because I would like to remove the Animal Companion, but I have to trade here and play the Boulder Beast here. So in my hand, I need to keep utility cards like Shattered Sun Cleric for when it's actually a good trade. So, second Animal Companion comes out. Huffer is summoned. This isn't quite relevant. I mean, it does clear this if he does it correctly. But I don't know if he wants to do that because this situation is quite awkward for him because he either trades both into here. And then plays a 4-drop, or doesn't play a 4-drop, or like hero powers. And basically, you often want to see as many hero powers as possible. That's actually really good for him, because then he makes the trade here. So if he didn't roll Huffer, he would have been solid. I think he's trying to think. Yeah, okay, that's a good play. Okay, I'm just gonna trade here and play Blue again. So if you choose a card like Tracking, actually has little value. A card that basically draws you more cards. A card like Arcane Intellect is actually strong, but Tracking is essentially is drawing 3 cards and then discarding 2 of them, which is not very good because you're getting rid of cards. Though it does give you the speed that you may need. You have to choose between 2 very strong cards. Like losing Fireball. Frostbolt, for example, would be really bad for you. So sadly, Houndmaster is not a beast, so he actually loses the battle cry. Cards, if you don't have a valid target, they will lose the battle cry. So trading here makes no sense actually, because I do have this card. If you didn't know it exists, I'll just buff my thing, casually Fire Blast this, and Smash Face. So I have to use both resources to clear the ogre, and in that case I have this and this. So there's plenty of ways to win. Assuming he has no other responses, any way to kill my minions. That's actually a very efficient way to do so. That's very good for him. This card is actually not very strong, but it's just very situational, and this is one of the cases where it can be very strong. That's really the only place, but I advise not playing this card. So I'll draw cards. I'll just hit this. So once again, he's losing a lot of cards by playing tracking. Arcane Intellect actually gives you the cards, both cards, and you have the option to play both. This card's very weak. That trade makes no sense unless, yeah, okay. I'm gonna play this, and play this.
Who's a good boy?
That's actually very good. So playing over as you can see, this card's actually really strong because a 6 mana for 9/7 in stats is actually just insane. Like this is a 7 mana for 9/5, so this is 6 mana for 9/7, and you get it split among 2 very solid minions. This is actually very solid. So as you get, this is how cards like Faceless Summoner are pretty much value-wise a very strong trade. So now he has really no choice except to try and hit face, and there's no way he's gonna win. There's no way he's gonna win. Because there's no way you're trading a 9/5 into a 5/5. Or into a 3/6. So I don't see any way he can win now, literally. Because trading here would mean I can fireball face for exact lethal. And I got Dark Iron Dwarf, I got ping. So there's plenty of ways for me to win right now.
Quickly.
And I think now we can open our packs after this game's over, and see where fate is taking us to, what deck they want us to build.
No friend.
So as you can see, Fireball is a very good spell, very versatile. You can use it to remove cards or finish, and finishing is often what it does for us. So there we go, 5 Old Gods packs, that's very good. 5 more Old Gods packs, win 7 games in play mode. We're gonna go ahead and open the packs, but first actually let's grab some classic ones. Gonna buy 3 of them. With the gold, because I actually do not want to play Arena. So let's open the Old Gods packs first. This is actually a very pack-ending episode. There's a lot of packs being opened in this one, so that's a very good Hunter card. So this will definitely be updated on the spreadsheet in case you guys want to know the amount of dust I'm getting. Oh my gosh, that's so bad. This is actually a very good card because it is added to. These two are actually both very good. This is a deck called Cthulhu Druid, which is currently one of the most solid decks in the game. In fact. Oh, Golden Common. This card's not very good though, sadly. This is actually pretty. This is decent. This is decent. So these are all our free packs that are given to us by Blizzard for playing the game, essentially. This was all earned. The rest of this rate is very good. These are actually all very decent cards, except for that, actually. The Classic is definitely recommended for beginning players, which is why I'm buying Classic mostly. This is actually a Grim Patron Warrior card. This is actually for Tempo Mage, and Tempo Mage might be a very considerable option, because Tempo Mage is actually a very solid deck, and I really like it a lot, and it's easy to play as well, so. Alright. So there you go. That's gonna do it for this episode, though. I'm gonna go ahead and review over the cards and enter them all into the spreadsheet, so you guys know how much dust I got from this episode. But yeah, thank you guys so much for supporting the free-to-play. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have any thoughts, questions of any kind, any feedback you want to leave, you can do that in the description below. And I think that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching. This is Alchemic out.